Hi, I'm Jules, a speech pathologist of 17 years. The question was around how to get support when your child has speech and language difficulties or if they have a developmental delay or undergoing diagnosis. Like how to get support and how to avoid negativity from family, friends, or even strangers. My advice for this is stop talking to people who don't understand your child or your child's diagnosis or their journey. The best you can do is let them know where you're at or where your child's at in terms of if you do want to share that diagnosis. Let's say you're talking to a friend or a family member and your child's been diagnosed with a speech and language delay or a developmental diagnosis. You can let them know that and share that. Gauge their response. If they say things that deny it, like, oh no, they don't, or I've never noticed that, or they try and question your reality or a literal fact, it's time to move on from that conversation. I'm not saying don't be friends with that person or don't, talk to your family or anything. I'm just saying don't talk to people about your child if they don't understand it. You're only going to end up feeling frustrated, unheard, judged, or worse. So just hear what they say. Like if they say we didn't have autism back then, or your child looks normal, which is a common thing I know I've heard quite a lot, is to just acknowledge that and move on and change the conversation. At the end of the day, there is a whole community who understand your child and understand you and will validate your right to communicate about how you're experiencing things, and that may be with a mental health professional. In Australia, we have access to an MHP, a mental health plan. It's for all people with a Medicare card, and I encourage our team and certainly myself and other parents to go out, get your GP, ask your GP to fill that out for you, and go and get some support and talk to someone who gets it and who can give you helpful feedback, helpful advice, support, an open ear to hear you, validation, an open space without judgment. Because what you're going to find quite easily are strangers or family members who don't understand. And when someone doesn't understand something, they tend to deny it, deny that it exists. That's the easiest thing, right? Try and give their own advice. Okay, so unless they've done a medical degree at night or have studied education or speech therapy, a 4-year degree at night and that you didn't know about, it's likely they don't know what they're talking about. Okay, maybe they've I don't know where they get their information, but it's wrong. Like it's incorrect and annoying. As you know, that's why you're watching this video. So if someone at the park or whoever at the shops is saying stuff, just, oh yeah, that's great, and go and do what you know to be right. Okay, some people will be on their own journey or on their high horse about this didn't exist back then, or there's no such thing as verbal dyspraxia, or they've never even heard of some of these words. So go and do what you need to do anyway for you and your child, and go and have those conversations with people who get it. You're going to get that reciprocity between a parent going, oh gosh, that does sound tough, or like, yes, I hear what you're saying, or celebrate the wins when, it can be something like your child signed to go to the toilet, or they took themselves to the toilet and they're a bit older and it's such an achievement. You're going to get that feedback that you're looking for and that you and your child, should be receiving when they do something that's part of their growth and they feel confident around that. And they can maybe even hear you saying, wow, it was really great to see Michael took himself to the toilet today. He was such a big boy and I really loved seeing that, and he's just doing great. Rather than someone who might say, well, isn't he a bit, he's not toilet trained yet? Isn't he a bit old. What do you mean you just did that now? You know, that kind of judgment's just not needed or necessary. So make sure that you keep your people around you that are supportive and who get it. You're going to know very quickly who gets it and who doesn't by the response, by the first sentence, by the first literally few seconds of a conversation. Angie, you okay, buddy? So you're going to really be able to pick up on that energy and that response. Even parents who don't have a child with language or speech or language difficulties or delay, they may know someone who does and be really on board with that and be supportive and understand how to hold space and have a conversation around that. But for most people, it will be foreign to them, and don't waste your time, and go and have those conversations with your people who understand you and your child. So keep asking me questions. I'm happy to answer them. As always, this is my opinion, and it's based on 17 years of speech therapy. May not be for everyone. However, these are things that I found helpful through my observations. So happy to answer. Send me a message on YouTube.